Hello, 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 one and all. We appreciate you taking the time to pause for the cause because it is us, your Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, coming to you with a new test interface that we're figuring out. So we apologize for a little bit of a delay as we try to figure out how to work this shit. But I think we are somewhere at the point to where if we click a button, something may happen. So we're the Wrestlemaniacs. I'm the People's Choice Don Rodriguez. Over to the other side of me is the Nubian Sumo. Below me is the big guy KG. And we are live. What up, gentlemen?
Did you just fart?
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Say that again, Sumo. Say it again.
Did you just fart? Can't give Negroes anything, boy, I tell you.
Can't give a heck no. You can't give a person a new toy. We got this. So, gentlemen, it's been about 2 weeks. How's life been? Get the people caught up on what's going on.
Well, let's see. Congratulations to. Well, did we already congratulate Naomi for her baby?
Nope, we haven't done it yet.
We haven't done that yet. Well,
We
congratulations to
were
Naomi
talking
for her
about
baby.
what was going to happen and why she wasn't going to be on the show last time we were there.
And then let's see who else. Congratulations to MVP.
Really? What's going on with MVP?
MVP has started his own podcast. He has a
God dang
podcast
competition
called Marking Out. And I took the time to go through all 16 episodes of his podcast.
Oh, you trained him out quick.
You know, they're between like a half hour to an hour.
Okay.
So it's him and a guy named Dwayne Swayze, who is like a rapper, producer, and partner of his. Kind of on the same vein as 6 Feet Under before it got taken over by WWE. You know, with Undertaker and the dude Tom, kind of on that same vein. They don't really they just started getting guests. They did some shows from All In, and they had Samoa Joe as a guest on one show. They had Mercedes Monet on another show, and they had Ricochet on the last show that they did on show 16. So shout out to him. You know, it should be a pretty good show for him. He's dropping a lot of knowledge on there. So a lot of backgrounds, a lot of stuff, background stuff from his career and things and whatnot. So, you know, it's an interesting watch. So shout out to him for that.
Okay. Well, you know, we all like MVP. You know, put the clock back on him, and you know he can do his thing. So, congrats to MVP. Congrats to Naomi, and I'm not going to call him Big Jim, but Jimmy Uso. So, congratulations. However, Anthony, welcome to the show. I know you've been waiting patiently, but Anthony is stating that he believes, or at least read, or the consensus in some areas, is that people don't believe that she's really pregnant, and they think it's a work after what happened to Seth and how badly the wool got pulled over his eyes. So, do you think that this is a shoot or a work? I'm leaning towards shoot because they wouldn't have given a special episode of Stephanie's Place if it was a work. But they did work us on watching that first hour and some change episode of Stephanie's Place that had nothing to do with Naomi not being on the pay-per-view.
I don't think it's a work. I think it's a shoot. You know, they apparently she's been working on getting pregnant for a while now, and you know she's getting up in age, and you know it's time. So You know, they've got 2 kids that were from a previous relationship through Jimmy. So they just want to have one of their own. So it's time. You know, why not give them the let them have their moment. No.
I'm with it. So, you know, for those 2, let's give it up to them. Guess that's only fitting that it was kids that did that. KG.
Now, if we want to talk about work versus shoot.
Well, you go open the door. I was going to get there. I was going to let it cook. BJ, we rocking this thing. We running it. The boss BJ is over here. Shout outs to the boss. There you go. But like I said, I was going to work up to it, but I'm assuming you want to talk about a certain son of a rampage.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get into it.
We need to chime in on this one. They're like everybody else, I guess. So
even JBL. So yeah, go ahead. Give them the framework of what happened, and then we could discuss, because there's a lot of things happening right now that's coming to light, especially from one particular party. So go ahead, jump into it, Sumo.
Okay, so you got Roger Jackson, who is the son of Quentin Rampage Jackson, former MMA champion, wrestler,
UFC champion.
Yeah, UFC champion.
Respect on his name. And
well, I mean, he's been in more than at UFC. I mean, so I was trying to give him props for every other organization he was in as well.
Right.
But his 25-year-old son, who's also in MMA, a trained MMA fighter, was at a Knox Pro event here recently. Knox Pro being the independent federation run by Rikishi. And I guess he was there. I'm not sure if he was there as a guest and they found him there, or if they arranged this for him to be there. I haven't figured that out yet. But he was there, and they approached him in some capacity to be involved in the proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
So he's backstage. And this guy, Psycho Stu, the wrestler, approaches him. They get face to face and start cutting promos on each other. And Psycho Stu hits him in the face with a beer and or soda can. Okay. Now, it starts to get screwy because Stu, after he hits him, Psycho Stu walks up to him and says in a low voice, but loud enough for the camera to pick up, "You're not going to sell it?" And then it goes off into the whatever they do next. Then there's another backstage promo where it's showing, and I still don't know the name of the wrestler, but it shows him with Roger Jackson going through a corridor, like they go toward the ring, toward the arena, and he's saying, "Man, you shouldn't let him do that to you. You need to get your receipt back. You need to get your lick back on that. And if anybody has a problem with it, you let me know and I'll handle it. I got your back on this." So next thing you know, you see him ringside during the match with Psycho Stu. He jumps over the rail and gets in the ring, double legs Psycho Stu like a spine buster or a Alabama slam. Stu's head bounces off the ring, and he's pretty much concussed or knocked out at this point.
Out cold.
And then Roger just starts putting hands on him. And they get to the point where they got to pull him off of him. So now he gets out of the ring. They get him out of the building. The police are called. Next day, they're saying that they're trying to find him and arrest him for attempted murder because the guy's in intensive care in critical condition in the hospital, barely breathing. Rikishi comes out and says it's said that he goes to his people within Knox Pro and is like, okay, I don't want nobody talking to nobody with the police except for these people. Okay, I got certain people I want to talk to the police. Other than that, nobody talks to the police. So that's become a problem. And then to top it all off, WWE had made them a WWE ID part of the WWE ID program, and now they've been cut off from the WWE ID program. So yeah, it's a lot going on with this, and it's still ongoing because they're saying that they haven't gotten Roger Jackson yet. Rampage is saying, well, the guy, he's not in his right mind. He's not right because ever since his mother got murdered, he hasn't been in his right state of mind. So he's been having problems and whatnot since then. And then you got everybody jumping on between JBL, Mark Henry, Bubba Ray Dudley. Everybody's got an opinion about it. So one way or another. So my thing is, who's to blame if anybody? Who do you point the finger to and say this is all your fault?
It's a combination, in my opinion, from the lead up, because just watching the chain of events, Stu had upset some stuff that upset Raja. So there was some heat, some real legitimate heat between those two. Then you got the other gentleman. We're not going to mention his name because they're trying to look at him as an accessory. They fired him, and he's talking about he got receipts. We're not trying to catch no strays or anything like that. Not at our position, not yet. But that gentleman is the one that you talked about that was saying, "Hey, you need to get your receipt." And in the wrestling business, a receipt is somebody pancakes you or hits you hard or does something that is not part of what was called. Then they're entitled to, at some point in time, a receipt. Most of this stuff happens in the ring. 99.99% of the time, we don't know what's happening or that it's even going on. Once in a while, you get a clue. And, I think the last one of visible note was Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. If I remember correctly, Braun got a little too heavy-handed.
That's one been since then.
That's the last one that I've seen. That was visible. You knew something was up because Brock laid him down.
Wait a minute, hold on. You don't remember Charlotte and Nia Jax?
Yeah, but it wasn't. They didn't hit as hard. Brock rung Braun's bell, and Braun from that point knew. Hold up, I ain't gonna try to poke that bear again. This is not the guy. But going back to the story, he told him to get the receipt. Now, where it gets blurred is the other wrestler is saying that the promotion knows that Raja is supposed to be involved in the match. They allegedly, one of the producers, the backstage producers, this is what the other wrestler says, talks to Raja and says, "Hey, you want to jump in the ring? Double leg him," which he did. Lay it into him a couple times, and that's your run-in. And that's where things get a little interesting because that could be believable because what people are saying, and even Anthony is saying, "Hey, to blame the company because they didn't jump in and stop him and pull him off quickly." The only way that would happen under normal circumstances, because we've seen a lot of indie stuff where somebody in the crowd jumps over and people immediately show up and separate and diffuse the situation as if it was expected to happen. You're not going to just jump in a ring, indie, WWE, wherever, and be like, okay, and be able to attack a wrestler. That's not happening. Not without the wrestler's opponent, the ref, the timekeeper, the photograph folks. So you protect the business. That's general knowledge. So the fact that he was able to slide in, scoop the dude up, had him up, like this is all, he looked just like his dad, had him up, and nobody stopped him. They watched the slam. That's where I kind of lean on the belief that with this wrestler that we're keeping anonymous is saying he's not anonymous, but it's true. Or at least it has maybe a spark of validity to it. But then where it goes and takes the turn, Raja, if you didn't notice that the dude's bell was rung, Stu's bell was rung on a slam. Because when Stu took the slam, he didn't protect himself. It wasn't a bump. He took it. Once Raja took the first hit, I'll give him the first hit, and saw that it was no defense. In MMA, we call for the bell. You're done. We know that that's over. Match is over. But once that second hit came in, that's where we got assault. Attempted murder, they push it forward just because I get it. An MMA fighter's hands can be considered lethal weapons. You could, unalive some folks, technically, given the right situation, especially when they're defenseless. We know about CTE, could, dislocated or his brain from, the walls and all that stuff. Something could have happened. Yes, he could have did it. But at best, I think he has to catch that L for assault. They may try to push assault with a deadly weapon. I don't think there's no intent to murder. That's a stretch in my opinion. But assault, I think he's got to catch that L because of the second hit. That's just what I've been gathering as I've been looking. KG, I don't know if you saw it, if you have any thoughts.
Oh, I saw it, and it looked like a sanctioned hit. Because once he went out and he was unconscious, it's like, why we keep going? Why did it take everybody so long to react? It was just wasn't good for business, man. Wasn't good for business at all.
So if it was for both you gentlemen, good question. If it was initially a work, should the promotion come out and speak to it and say, hey, we did have this, and this set up?
No, you keep kayfabe. You don't let nobody know.
Now you want to keep kayfabe?
I'm gonna keep kayfabe, period.
Nah, you can't keep kayfabe in this. Somebody, this guy's gonna go down for at least manslaughter because he had intent. He was pissed off. He was pissed off at the fact that old boy disrespected him, regardless of whether this was a work or not. He was pissed off about the fact that he disrespected him, and he took it too far. I mean,
but that's not intent to murder.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Murder would be.
You said manslaughter.
I said manslaughter. Right. There's a difference.
That's still a stretch, in my opinion. I think it's going to be assault.
I'm not saying it's manslaughter. I'm saying they're going to get him for manslaughter. They're probably going to get him for manslaughter. They're probably going to drop it from murder because right now it's a murder charge. It's an attempted murder charge. They'll probably drop it to manslaughter. I'm not saying it is manslaughter. I'm saying they'll probably drop it to manslaughter to try to keep it, because right now he's looking at a 10 years sentence.
Right.
He's looking at 10 years in jail. So they'll probably plead down to manslaughter. But yeah, I mean, this is bad. You can't keep kayfabe on this. If there's any way, as a matter of fact, Rikishi probably wants to separate himself from this shit. And by doing that, he cannot keep up kayfabe by doing that, by separate himself.
The only good thing out of this that I would say in reference to Rikishi is that it's not well heavily publicized that he's a part of it at the level that we're viral and that's the first thing that you see. Rikishi's promotion, The media and the tag is really heavily weighted on Raja Jackson, Rampage's son, So if they lay low and just let it be what it's going to be and be 100% cooperative, yes, they may lose the WWE tie-in. Yes, Rikishi may have to be quiet on some of his, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso comments. You got to keep that to himself for a little bit to try to get back in WWE's good graces. But, they can still come back from this. But Raja, like I said, he's going to have to catch something because of the second hit. And Anthony, in my opinion, is right to an extent.
And the third,
he's so new
and
to the
the
business.
Fourth, and the fifth.
Oh, yeah.
And the sixth.
Like I said, once we cross the second and they're unprotected with no gloves and, he laying in like, he's going for, the MMA championship. But we know that boy's got some hands. He'll be a monster when he comes out if he gets probation. But then again, his whole career, he can't fight for a while. To put it that way, for a while. But let me ask you this, KG. Does he need to really just get in front of this? I know that's probably, a $1 million legal team. Should he just get in front of this and just, hey, this is what happened. This was my mindset. I wasn't trying to unalive. Wasn't trying to, end careers. I got caught up in the moment. And
how do you get ahead of this?
He's going to have to. You just have to come out. If he wants to have a career in MMA or anything in the future, or he's not going to wrestle, but MMA in the future, then I think he needs to get ahead of it and he needs to speak.
Don't say that.
Apologize.
Don't say he's not going to be in wrestling because he's already booked for another promotion right now.
Yeah, but that's not smart because now they're going to cut the moment he come out the curtain, he's out. They're going to take him right out. They're going to make a spectacle of it.
Danger Championship Wrestling, Danger Pro Wrestling or something like that has already got him booked for a show.
No.
They just trying, but they pretty much using him for the publicity, to work off of the publicity. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but he's already booked to be on this show sometime in September.
I hope somebody Rampage just tell him, hey, you just sit your ass down. Sit your behind down. I say he needs to have that conversation. He needs to have who should interview? Harvey Levin? Should he go TMZ route? I think that's probably would be the safest interview.
Yeah, probably so.
And he needs to be remote.
I'll let y'all handle that because I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't touch anything TMZ with a 10-foot pole. And if you don't know my status on TMZ, I don't give a shit what TMZ says. They're a bunch of ambulance chasing cowards them damn selves, but that's a different thing. I got beef. I got plenty of beef with them. I got plenty of heat with them.
They may be, but TMZ would be the safest as a young black male that did something that was just out of pocket and he just lost himself in the moment. I think that's the safest bet.
You have a better chance going on BET. Stop it.
There's only one other place, and I know y'all gonna laugh. There's only one other safe space that he could go on. Club Shay Shay.
Okay, that's safer than TMZ. Tim, you said hold on. TMZ is a safer place for a black male. The same TMZ that leaked the death of Kobe Bryant before the family was notified. The same TMZ that called the first black mayor of DC the crackhead mayor when he died. The same TMZ that allowed Kanye West to come in the building and tell people on national TV that slavery was a choice. That TMZ is safe for a black male? Are you serious right now?
You got to take Kanye off the table because you ain't know.
Did you feel good with those words that came out of your mouth?
Take the Kanye out of the equation. Marion Barry did, partake in some stuff, but he's still DC's mayor.
Still a man for life. No reason to call him a crackhead man in death.
How
When
y'all
they did it
say
in life, don't do it in death. Next
he
up.
is mayor for life and death. But yeah, the Kobe thing, they apologize for that. But yeah, but that's
Ain't
also,
no apology.
that's also that's what they do. It's somebody would have broke the story.
Even the Inquirer ain't that damn bad.
Unfortunately, but because the way TMZ is run now, at that point, Harvey he was just out there trying to get his name out there, get things going. He was divorce court, Harvey Levin. You didn't realize him and TMZ People's Court. You didn't realize him and TMZ would go together. But the way that at least I've been watching it, they're running it now. I'm not calling it, the best news outlet or anything like that. But when it comes down to the court of public opinion, that interview would be looked at heavily, and I think it would be balanced because Harvey would ask the hard questions, but at the same time, he would give him the opportunity to speak to exactly what happened and stuff like that. But he needs to get on that before Stu is on the interview.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an English drive-by. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. That's what I'm doing. That's my English drive-by. I disagree. You got it.
That sounds just like the intro in the passenger seat. Shout out to Gentleman Jack. Jack would have said he probably would have preferred a hoopty, but
Family Guy reference.
Sports car it is. I know. Like I said, I'm not happy. It's weird just saying that. I'm not saying that I'm TMZ on the TMZ train. I'm just looking at it from an outsider looking in on how he can damage control this. He needs to get in front of the camera. He needs to speak to it. He needs to speak how he speaks. Don't get coached. Don't be over there. If you don't use proper language in other interviews, don't be out there, proper language. And if you like, hey, cuz, then that's how you speak. He needs to speak how he speaks, but he needs to get it out there. If that's what he was told to, get the receipt, then, hey, I was just, I was told I was a part of that, but I was still mad. So the rage in me came out. And when I hit him, I just blacked out. At least the court of public opinion is going to have a point counterpoint. That's all I'm saying. If that's not true and he wasn't told that and that he wasn't supposed to be part of the ring and he made the conscious decision to jump up there and mollywop the dude, then yeah, don't get on TMZ, dog. Don't get anywhere. Go ahead and turn yourself in. Say they might not have a warrant for him yet, but like, hey, I'm just turning myself in just in case. I know it's coming. I'll sit here. That's the only thing you can do. They're gonna get him. If they got Puffy, they will baby oil him up and slide him right into the jail. But it is tragic.
Now I know my next question won't have anything to do with anything legally or really, but in the court of public opinion, do you think they would use Roger Jackson as get back for not doing anything about Travis Scott?
No. Because Travis Scott did everything he was instructed to do. And this is where we may have to, Sumo, you and I, may have to go ahead and break our rule and watch the Netflix show. Because if they have it on there that they're talking about, hey, Travis is going to come down, he's going to take the shot on Cody, or would he come back and they're like, man, you really took that hard hit, and they're showing that it's a work, that works in Raja's favor. Outsider comes in, does some work, does some business, and then, grandest stage of them all, you kind of got, some plausible deniability on the intent of why he entered the ring. But my issue for the court of public opinion is the fact that Rampage is probably going to catch a stray. And everything that Rampage has been through in his life, he's, been under the radar. He's been, not involved in anything that I've seen. I'm a huge Rampage fan. Love Ramp. Man, he's one of my faves of all time. But I don't want him catching a stray. And then they try to dig up his past and be like, well, this apple doesn't fall far from the tree and da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's messing up his bag. That's the casualty of war that I don't want to have happen. KG, you've been quiet.
I'm sitting here quiet because I spoke about Kanye earlier. I'm gonna invoke Kanye again. You're worried about the wrong things. Yeah. You worried about Rampage catching a stray. Dude, he's not gonna catch a stray.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
It's already
Through this whole thing, nobody has brought him up like that. They say, yeah, that's his son, but nobody said anything about him.
It's the court. We're talking about public opinion. Rampage and Raja are in the same conversation, not Rikishi, WWE. That is not the front running tagline. And Sumo, let me know if I'm wrong. If you've been looking at it, Rikishi, WWE, and the promotion's name is not the front running tagline. Raja,
they're like side pieces to this. Yeah,
extra side. You got to find out.
Everybody's concentrating on Raja and Psycho Stu. They're not including Rikishi in this at all because even though he runs this is his organization, he had nothing to do with the decision making in this. This was a producer's call. Which is why I'm trying to figure out whether they pulled him as a guest, if he was there as a guest, or was he there as a guest, or was he there as a patron? And they pulled him.
Why would he be there as a patron in front row, sitting next to one of their wrestlers?
Why wouldn't he? I mean, he's got the money to
come in. But
I mean, it's not like it's a WWE show. Right. I mean, it's a Knox Pro show. It's an independent with no television. I mean,
but it's a show of note. It's not just a rando. No, shout out to the randos out there. Because everybody is doing great work. But that the promotion has some teeth to it. They got a direct phone call to a world heavyweight champion. Direct phone call to the head of creative. A phone call away from Nick Khan. They're close bedfellows, to say the least. But again, that's not what you're hearing. And, Anthony, your comment about do you agree about, Rampage saying he's to distance himself from his son? Yes, in the public eye. Because this is the other side of TMZ, KG. Of course, there's going to be somebody from TMZ trying to get the scoop. And, hey, Rampage, we heard this, we heard that. So that's going to happen because that's their job. Somebody's got to break the story before somebody breaks the story. So Rampage is going to talk to his son. He loves his son. We know that. But as far as, I'm talking to my son and, we're doing this. And, the fact that he talked about his mom's death was one comment too many. That should have been saved for the courtroom. But, yeah, he needs to separate himself so where his name is not in the same. Because if they put A and B together and say, well, Rampage is the reason why your son acted a hot fool because your dad had a temper and your dad this X, Y, and Z, that is not going to be good for Raja. Just from stuff we've seen in the past. But yes, not a good thing for the business. I think a larger promotions. I mean, we've had people jump the fence, show up backstage and promos and do random things. But I think this will bring temporarily a heightened sense of awareness to make sure that security is on point at a lot of these shows. especially the indie shows where things get a little too close or right in the mix of the crowd. But I do want to give one shout out.
Yeah, you just had Enzo Amore knock out a guy a couple of nights ago.
Yeah.
They said that was Mark Lamont Hill. Was that true?
I don't know who it was. All I know is I saw the video. He was out. I guess he had made his way over the rail, Enzo, into the crowd. It was like 3 or 4 guys that he was dealing with, but one of them ended up being knocked out cold. And as Enzo is coming out of the back around the barricade to get back into ringside, he's saying, "That's what you get, motherfucker." So I don't know. I don't know who that guy was.
Hey, folks, don't try to get involved. Don't try to jump the rail. But at the same time, enjoy yourself because you want to have that interaction. You want to see a kid have a sign and the heel grabs the sign and tears the sign up. You just made a day right there because now you had that interaction. He tore up my sign. That's a memory. That's what the business is all about.
But what is the business really about now? I mean, really, what is the business about now? I mean, you're getting all these celebrities that are getting involved in wrestling right now. It's crazy. Where's all this coming from?
Because the world, 2 things. 1, COVID. And when we didn't have sports, there was nothing for people to do outside of if you had to get your football fix, ESPN was showing people playing Madden, a video game. They wouldn't touch the Madden challenge back in the day because, whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. KG and I heard it. I had to fight to get Kurt Angle in the ESPN zone. I had to spin it that he was an Olympic gold medalist. That's the only reason why he showed up for his book signing before they had to show at the MCI Center back then. But thanks to COVID, you still had continual entertainment value, and it became more mainstream. I'd say for the first time ever, the wrestling business was more mainstream than Hulk Hogan. Think about that. Hogan transcended everything. Could go anywhere, could be anywhere. You knew that was Hulk Hogan. That was Hulk Hogan. Doesn't matter where he was, what he was doing, that's Hulk Hogan. That worldwide. And for the first time, they finally became world wrestling entertainment. And now everybody that was not a wrestling fan or whatever, or that was a closet wrestling fan, the Cardi B's, Jelly Rolls, Logan Paul, the list goes on. Those that normally wouldn't touch it because it would be taboo, they're all in it, and they want to be in it because that's the rub. To be able to say that they can't go out and be an NFL player, they can't, they can jump on the pitch, I show speed and stuff. They can do the celebrity things, but they're not going to jump in the NBA and play next to LeBron. Even though Adam Sandler is really good, he is not going to be on the Lakers. But can Adam Sandler come into a WWE ring, push, the number 1 heel, maybe, throw a right hand and the heel drops and then Adam Sandler gets his arm raised and that's the moment for the pay-per-view of WrestleMania? Absolutely. And it's not going to be looked at as a bad thing. That's going to be looked at as good PR. That's why things are positioned and how we got to Netflix. And these $8 million cost tickets to go see, like you may have to just jump on a pole or something for real to go see John Cena's last match. I can guarantee you that. And that's in the nosebleeds. And you better be good on the pole. Like you can't spin around and do the upside down thing. Yeah, just go ahead and watch that on pay-per-view, dog. Period. Good place to be if you're a wrestling fan.
I mean, I'm watching Death Before Dishonor last night, and I still can't believe the fact that they gave Paul Walter Hausen, 30 minutes in a death with in a what do you call it? A match without honor, which is
Right.
pretty much a hardcore match. They gave him 30 minutes with QT Marshall in the middle of the card.
But he has been putting in the work.
He has.
So
He has. I mean,
I
because
saw that too, and I was
pretty
like,
much
really?
a mainstay in MLW. He's
Yeah.
pretty much a mainstay in MLW. He's been doing the rounds in the independent scene. You know.
Yeah,
So I mean, you
mid
got to give him
card,
props for that.
That's his lane. Yeah, that's his lane. QT, you know, a trainer just out there putting on a good match, you know, getting them a little bit of exposure. You know, Cobra Kai is done. But then again, that also think about that. Tony Khan passively has a Netflix person advertised for one of his Netflix's major shows, advertised and participating on his show. That's a backdoor jab to Triple H in him. Why was it Paul Walter Hauser when the last season of Cobra Kai coming? Why would you not have him wrestling or doing something at NXT? Why would nobody at Netflix say, hey, we got a guy that's on our show. You're going to see him in the first half of the season and at the end of the season. Y'all need to have him as a tie-in.
Not to mention, he's in 2 movies right now that's out in the theaters. He's in he's in Fantastic Four, right?
Yep, yeah. I was shocked about that. I was like, oh,
he's in Fantastic Four, and he's in The Naked Gun.
Yep. So he's developing and improving his brand at a level. They dropped the ball on that. Tony Khan said, I got something for you. And then, you know, hey, that's smart business by Tony Khan. Give him 30 minutes.
Well, let's put it this way. I'd rather see Paul Walter Hausen do 30 minutes in a hardcore match than see old boy, the Costco cookie guy with his kids.
Or the pizza flipping guy. I don't know.
No, the pizza flipping guy was a gimmick. I mean, I kind of liked him. Between him and Danhausen, you know, them two together, I kind of like them.
Well, let's get into Danhausen. Tony Khan will not let that man go.
He's doing what he always does.
The moment
he's done this,
WWE had interest.
He's done that same thing to other wrestlers. He'll say, okay, well, you were out hurt for this amount of time, and you know we did pay you while you were out, so we're going to extend your contract for that amount of time to keep you around. Whether regardless of, now we may not put you on television, we might not do anything with you, but then that's what Tony does too. You know, you 6 months to your contract ending. He's going to sit you out. He's going to cut you out of television. So just to make people forget about you.
Same thing with Britt Baker. She's iced out. Don't want to let her go. Now, I will say this. I think you should let her go. I don't think she should go to WWE because I don't know if she can swim with those sharks. That's my only fear, is that Britt Baker would come in and they would try to put her in mainstream on Raw, SmackDown.
They're not going to do that. They wouldn't do that.
I'm hoping not.
They send her to NXT. They might even send her to
TNA Impact.
No, not TNA, but Evolve.
I wouldn't set her that far down. She's a name. She's got a brand, and she's marketable because she can sell a lot of tooth T-shirts. A lot. She could push some merch. She was heavy in merch in AEW, one of their top sellers. So they could, you know, that machine could get the money out of it when it comes down to merch. So, you know, NXT I think would be good just to see how she would, you know, be able to work and how the gimmick could go. But yeah,
I could see her in TNA though.
I mean, and that would be a bad idea either. But
I could see her in TNA. She'd be a nice fit in TNA. I think. You know,
she's another one.
Yeah, she could fall. She could. I can see her with doing a program with Ash by Elegance.
Yeah. Congrats to Ash by Elegance for winning the Knockout Championship. KG, what's your thoughts? I know you've been quiet. Fight with the camera.
Because I was waiting. You know, we were doing a congratulations. Congratulations to Brandy and Cody for the birth of their new daughter, man.
I'm mad about that.
Why?
Man.
Why? Because they didn't tell you up front. They kept
ain't nobody know nothing. Like, what the hell?
They can't fade him. He's mad because they can't fade him.
But no, I'm saying everybody. Brandy's been on TV. She didn't look pregnant.
Wasn't for you to know.
There's some people that can hold on to it. That they can either hide it real well, or they don't really show like that. I mean, there have been people who have gone 9 months where you wouldn't been able to tell.
She carried that baby in either the left or the right breast. That's all I'm saying. Because that's the only thing, the only place to hide. They're like, what? Where? Cody must have been carrying a baby or something, but congratulations.
What they named the baby?
That's
Freedom?
good to hear.
Leilani.
No, Leilani. We're assuming after Leilani Kai. You're gonna say about that? I figured you liked that idea. Nah. Okay. I figured
they go with the theme. You know, they already had liberty, but now they have freedom.
No, that'd be too much. She'd get beat up. I'm just saying. That's certain places you can't go. They're just like, no. We're gonna have to take you out the back or something. Anthony, we didn't forget about you. I know you've been popping off on some statements and things here, but Anthony has said this question. He would like you to answer it, Sumo. Do you think that Curt Hennig had enough charisma to lead his own faction without being part of the NWO and the Four Horsemen?
Yeah, he could have.
Who would you put in his stable? If he had to get 3 other people or his faction, who would you have him? That would, I mean, and they need to be dominant. Like we're talking, they don't need to be NWO because NWO was more of a transcendence of entertainment. But I'm talking like wrestling. 4 people.
I could put together a 4-man group led by
Curt Hennig. Of his lifetime.
Right. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I saw with Scott Hall.
I'm with that.
Because he had a great tag team with Scott Hall at one time.
Mm-hmm.
In AWA. So they go back a ways.
Shout out to AWA and Scott Hall.
Don't do that. Stop. Troll with it. You know, you can't give people nothing, man.
Nothing.
Okay. So they could be a tag team together, but you know, we want to make this kind of around the whole. Since he brought up the Horseman, let's make it like a Horseman type situation. So make Scott Hall his enforcer.
Okay.
Who would be his tag team? A good tag team to fit with Curt Hennig around that time. A young tag team, somebody up and coming around that time. Who?
Now I want to be done. I'm surprised you said tag team several times. They weren't young and up and coming. At one point they were, but I'm surprised KG hasn't mentioned a particular tag team. You're not going to say it, KG?
Go ahead and say it.
I'm waiting for. I don't even know what you're talking about.
One tag team
Don't say the Killer Bees.
No. We talk about a faction led by Kurt Hennig. It's going to have Scott Hall in it. But we talk about a tag team. This needs to be one of the most dominant groups of all time.
The Outsiders?
No, we've already included Scott Hall.
No.
Okay.
Your tag team, KG.
Oh, the Road Warriors?
Really? Well,
I was just saying, I'm surprised.
They are former AW. They are former AWA.
Yeah, they've been all of the same thing.
They are former AWA. They all know each other. They all from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
it would make sense.
Yeah, I can
would
see
make
that.
sense. The most dominant core group of all time. Come on now, that's your tag team. They're not dropping the belts. Hennig is the champion, and then it's just which championship is TV title, whatever that Scott Hall would have, and they would just come on. Nobody's taking anything off of them. That's
even though the Road Warriors as monsters would be good in there. I'm looking for more so a technical tag team.
Okay. Anthony mentioned Brian Pillman, Steve Austin, Bart Gunn.
Oh, the Hollywood Blondes?
Yeah. And he was saying
more so the Hollywood Bart Gunn, no.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't put Bart Gunn in there. I would.
If we were doing a legacy,
Bart Gunn never recovered after the Brawl for it all. His career never recovered after that.
Yeah.
But that's not his fault. They just didn't know how to use him after that.
He wasn't supposed to win. Dr. Death was supposed to win. That was Dr. Death's vehicle.
But also, they didn't prepare him for what they were really thinking about for WrestleMania. If you watch all the documentaries, because he was going in there not prepared for Butterbean. It's WrestleMania.
Because Butterbean was supposed to be there.
So, you going up against that hoss? Come on now. Sorry, you're catching that L. You're about to see some stars. And once he lost, now he's no longer a tough guy. In that day and age. In this day and age, you can come back from it. Now, Anthony did mention, what about Dr. Death instead of Bart Gunn? I can see that too.
Now, if I'm going to go that way, if you're going to go that way, then I'm going to say Hennig, Scott Hall, Dr. Death, and Terry Gordy.
Ooh.
The Miracle Violence Connection.
Ooh. I like that. I was thinking put in Dr. Death, but take out Scott Hall. Because I would want Dr. Death as the heater. Or you could put Scott Hall as with the tag team, I guess. You could work it out that way. But yeah, good question, Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely has all the tools to be able to do it. Definitely. There's some interesting stuff to see.
He did have a bit of a faction, didn't he? He did start up a little bit of a faction, didn't he? Because
you talking about the AWA?
Who was hanging with him around the time the Rapid Scrap thing came out?
Oh man!
Wasn't it oh shoot!
Hold on.
Was it Pillman with that?
I think Pillman was with that.
Pillman was with that. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Man,
when he came out with that song "Rapid Scrap,"
yeah,
he had about 3 or 4 guys with him.
Yeah, he had some people with him. Yeah, but they were young up and comers. It wasn't anybody of note.
The West Texas Rednecks: Kurt Hennig, Conan. Hold on, no.
No, that wasn't that.
That wasn't that.
It was before that.
That was 99.
Wyndham
Barry
brothers.
Windham,
Yep.
Bobby Dukem, and Kendall Windham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Duncombe Jr. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever happened to him? He just fell off.
Yeah,
He had a bright future, but they just couldn't figure out what to do with him. Yeah.
He fell off. He was like a high mid Carter and never could get
Never
over
broke
the hump.
through. Because I remember I was like, man, this dude's gonna be somebody, and just never happened. And rest his soul. But I still say that 4 or 5 more years down the road, Grandmaster Sexay Brian Christopher, man, he would have changed the industry. Just about 4 or 5 more years down the road, the right gimmick, right situation. I'm telling you, he had all the tools to be great. He was good at what he was doing, but I think he had the tools to be great. Same thing, rest his soul as well. Reed Flair was another one. Man, he just needed to get of age and really sink his teeth into it. Whew. That'd have been definitely even the Scene 17 if he was still with us. So, rest in peace to those folks. Anthony says he thinks Bobby's a corrections officer now in his home state. That could be possible. I've seen quite a few wrestlers that have gone back to do stuff like corrections or were teachers and stuff like that. So they've just gone back. I think that the most one that we always think of when you talk about teachers or folks going back was Shane Douglas. What was he at Walmart, right? For a while. Was it Walmart or Target?
One of the two. I think I just saw him in a show not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm glad he finally came back. I
don't
just
think
don't
he's
see the
back.
same.
I don't think
I mean,
back.
back in
I think
he was abstaining from the industry for a while. Like he would not do anything. He didn't want to be a show up. He didn't want to be in the crowd. He was just done. But that's what I mean by back, that he's just comfortable with being part of again. But I want to see him because every time I've seen him, I haven't seen him really be the franchise. He's been Shane Douglas. But I want him to just.
He won't be the.
I'm not talking about wrestling and stuff like that, but I mean just that persona.
No, I'm just saying he cannot fully be the franchise without Francine.
True. But stranger things have happened, and we got Carl Anderson, out here doing his intros again. So that's something else. I mean, there could be an opportunity for the WWE to bite the bullet, do a Saudi Arabia thing, and bring out some nostalgia. They would love it, and they would eat it alive. It'd be a great check for everybody. Just a show out there. Wouldn't matter too much in weight. Not a gimmick Royal Rumble. Don't want that because we don't need to see that again. But you just have a
Why
show.
not do another gimmick Royal Rumble? Why not?
Because I don't want to get beat up or chopped. But I was good up until Khali.
Dude, the thing lasted 3 minutes.
I know. I was good up until Khali.
It was 3 minutes. I mean,
I know, but it was a long 3 minutes. It's like he can't even walk to the ring. But I love his music, though. One of the best entrance themes out there. Pop that off, him and Roger singing all that stuff. But yeah, that would be cool, though. I like to see if they did that. I would want to see one spot, and it's not even a wrestling move or nothing like that. I think that they should have a moment where Hurricane comes down. He's looking around. He's not. I mean, he's in his producer suit. And then he opens up the suit and you see the logo. Shane Helmsley just go do that. And then he rips it off and then jumps in the ring. He's got the cape on and everything. I would want to see that one spot if they were to do that again. Stand back. And you also got to give him a wind machine. So when he rips it off, as a little wind fan. I mean, you would see even the fan blowing just because it's a gimmick. But why not? I think that I would mark out so hard for that. And you better put Victoria in it. She's not even a gimmick character, but she'd be in something, god dang it. Tired of them leaving her out. Speaking of overseas, though, I'm not sure if you guys and folks that are watching are aware, but it's kind of weird to say this. Don't know how to take it, but the WWE is actually having a goddamn Sunday event. I had to double check it because when KG was like, "Hey, are we doing picks?" My first initial thought, KG, was, "Wait a minute, how are we going to do picks? If it's happening, it'll be a react show." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, it's on a freaking Sunday. I'll be damned." Clash in Paris. I wonder if John Cena had
it's almost Sunday. It starts at what, 2:00
in the morning.
No, in the afternoon.
In the afternoon,
Afternoon here.
So
on the East Coast, it starts at 2:00.
So believe it or not, we're going to do picks. How long has that been, ladies and gentlemen? How long has it been?
I am the champion, and I did not agree to that.
So, KG,
we did not have a week notice to promote this.
This comes from a person that did not see the image on our personal conversations that said we're using the new interface tonight.
Why you bringing up old shit? Wait a minute, hold on.
Now it's old.
You bringing up shit that ain't got nothing to do.
Is there a crime button on this?
You didn't have to even bring that up. And see, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want to bring up the fact that I've offered to put up my title twice. When I offered to put up the bill, but now all of a sudden they got a bug in their ass to come after my title.
That's how I feel about that. There you go. That's the best you're gonna get is a rim shot. No homo.
They had a chance to do a 2-night event with picks and chose not to do it.
KG has stuff to do, and he invited me to do it with him.
They could have done picks for SummerSlam, and they chose not to do it.
We had hot pockets that we needed to make. He got the special one.
They wanted to do All In. I said they were hesitant. They were like, "Well, we don't know about AEW, but we got to watch AEW now to get caught up." No, they didn't want to do that. No.
See, he started to become that family member that you can't take nowhere because they tell all your business.
What? You just told my business.
You know what I'm saying?
You started when you telling my business.
Don't take sumo. You know you're gonna tell. You can't. Hey, KG, when you saw
everything that I told is on video.
KG, when you saw him this week, did you give him some hauls? Because I know his throat has got to be sore from all that dry snitching he's been doing.
I just want to know if I got a shot to get my belt back.
I don't know, Sumo. Do we have an opportunity here, or you put a kibosh on it? Can we do that? Is that all right with you?
I'm gonna let the people tell me. Do the people want me to defend my title? Everybody chime in. If you want me to defend my title against these two marks, then you let me know, and I'll defend my title. If not, then we won't do it.
Should he defend his title?
Also, yes, and also I want Dad to win. Second of all,
hey, you don't count. Get out of here, kid. Get out of here. Go to the bed. Get out of here. You don't count. You don't count. Get out of here.
Yes,
kick rocks.
Yes, I do. I am a nonchalant dreadhead now. Yes, I do.
A nonchalant dreadhead. What the hell is going on? What is happening right now?
Somebody started their lock journey.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Just let him go out there. So apparently, somebody.
There's a difference between locks and naps.
Do I have a picture of
do something to that kitchen, boy?
I'm gonna have to go back and see, get a picture of him. What about your ascot?
Yes.
What about my ascot? I was very distinguished.
I bet you were.
Yeah, damn right.
You lucky I don't have that loaded up.
Yeah, you can load it up. You can do what you want to. Hey, that is a very, very handsome picture of me. You goddamn it. Fuck you.
So it sounds like we're on, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go ahead and do these daggone picks before Sumo
Anthony.
changes.
No, because we ain't chiming, ain't nobody chimed in yet. Anthony, do you want me to defend my title against these two punks? You don't count. Who is that? Is that KG's alter ego? Is that KG's ghost count?
He has a couple of them.
You want me to defend my title, Anthony?
He said, hell to the yes. Do it, Sumo. You're confident in your picks. You know, KG and I'm assuming, I don't know who the hell Dan is, but Don can't beat you. I am not that confident in that statement because, you know, he's only won like twice.
Shut up, Dan.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, shut up, Dan. You be all right, Dan.
Shut up, Dan.
You're Dan from now on. From now on, you are Dan.
Indeed. All right. So, KG, are you ready? You got the book?
Ready to go.
Six matches to go over.
All right.
First match. We'll take it from the bottom to the top. WWE Tag Team Championship match. Wyatt Six versus the Street Profits. Wyatt Six walks out, as much as I hate to say it, because this is like their second time on pay-per-view and for and ever. But you don't know, but it is a Sunday. Hold the door. I'm going Street Profits.
Okay.
Only reason why is that is the only championship match, technically, that's a one-on-one that's happening. So, I think Profits can do it.
Sumo?
I'm going Wyatt Six because I still don't think they're going to give Street Profits any love. I think they're still going to continue.
I'm just doing it to keep hope alive, man, for real. Because
they still going to keep dissing the Street Profits. So I'm gonna go with Wyatt Six.
I know you saw a change because I just want them to, you know. Even Sam's like, hey, I mean, Anthony's like, hey, you know, they just got they're not going to pull it off, you know, maybe down the road. I just want the Street Profit. Come on. It's the second one. God, can y'all just, you know, in the Black History Month or something, can't they just get a win? Just come on. Twice? Everybody else has been on, you know, just give them something, man. Do I have to do a GoFundMe?
We know Triple H don't like black people, so you know it's all good. You know,
we need to GoFundMe. It don't even cost money. Just say, please, let them just win. It's their second time. God dang. All right, KG.
I agree with the Nubian Sumo. As much as I want the Street Profits to win, give me the Wyatt Six with this one.
I know. Like I said, I'll take the L on this one just so that way they can see that I'm supporting them. I want the Street Profits to win. It's not going to happen. This is my, you know, I'm just throwing it one.
Well, I got to choose what's best for business, and I need my title back.
I see that. I hear you, brother. I hear you. All right. Second match of the night. Sumo, you got your first pick. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella. I don't think it's for the IC. Is it for the IC?
I believe it is.
Okay. Well, then technically that'd be the second one-on-one.
Yeah, I'm going with a retention. I'm going with Becky.
KG?
He's in my brain, but I got to go with him. Becky Lynch.
Yep, I think that'll be unanimous. I think the man is going to pull that out. You know, but the interesting thing is Brie is out there in Paris as well. Just wanted to throw that out there to you. Things could happen.
It'll be a little black. It'll be a little, well, not black magic, but
Bella Magic.
Twin magic.
Yeah, you think they can pull that off in this day and age? Brie has, you know, put on a little bit more weight. You know, she's not too far off from Nikki in the right outfit. Unless Becky's pregnant. then yeah, she's gonna drop that belt. So unanimous with Becky Lynch. Next match, it's a banger because they've been banging the same daggone match over and over. It's like Cesaro and Sheamus all over again. But I'm not mad at it. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Sheamus going up against Rusev. KG, you got first pick.
Sheamus.
It's a shameful thing. All right. I think, didn't Rusev win the last one-on-one that they had?
I was about to say, what is the record for them right now? We got a record.
Rusev, I think it's like Sheamus has maybe won on TV twice. Maybe twice. Possibly a third. I'm going to go Rusev. Because I think it'd be too obvious for Sheamus to just, walk out there. It's overseas and just win. We gotta have a heel pick the win somewhere. So I'm gonna go with Rusev. Sumo.
You said Rusev. He said KG said Sheamus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a head-to-head with you, so I'll go Sheamus.
Okay.
Because I don't know
Anthony
which one
got
I'm going
Sheamus.
with.
All right. This is a non-title match, but it is probably the most prestigious because it's over 2 pair of Jordans. Roman Reigns versus Big Bronson Reed. KG?
Roman.
Yep. I think this will be another unanimous special. I'm going with the Tribal Chief.
Yeah, who's your daddy?
I could tell you, but it's not the Tribal Chief. So that's another gimme. All right. 2 matches left. CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Versus Seth freaking Rollins. Fatal 4-way. Common sense. Seth Rollins. Sumo.
Death retains.
Yep. KG. Don't be that guy, KG.
That's probably CM Punk. Who else?
Yeet. And
Yeah.
LA Knight.
Let me go out on a limb and say LA Knight.
Oh my God! Told you don't be that guy. KG, really?
It's purse.
Really?
It's purse.
Really?
But it's purse.
Seth gonna drop the belt.
And
In a fatal
purse.
4-way?
And get back on Monday Night Raw because it's purse.
Okay. So Sumo looks like it may be between me and you. Because the last one, we know this is another no-brainer. The Never Seen 17, Peacemaker, my childhood hero, and R-Truth, Jonathan Cena, going up against Logan Paul.
Cena goes out with on his back looking at the lights.
You saying Logan Paul is going to beat Cena?
I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen.
That's your pick? Okay. Sumo? Thank you. And it's kind of obvious who I would pick.
What y'all look at matches for Clash of Paris?
Yes, we're
Did
looking
I tell
at
you to go to bed?
Come Saturday night.
It's Saturday night. I don't have to go to bed. I have a
Don't you have school tomorrow?
3-day weekend, bro.
Tell him you got a lifetime ticket to the mothership.
Yeah. Yeah. So for this match, I'm obviously gonna pick Jay, and for the second match, I'm pick Yard, and for Sheamus and Rusev, I'm gonna have to pick Rusev,
Okay.
and obviously Roman for Bronson Reed.
Okay.
I'll say Nikki Bella and the Street Profits.
Nikki Bell and the Street Profits. All right, so that's the extra way on the sideline junkie pick. Shoot, we got kids involved. Where Dario at? He gonna get some picks too?
Yeah, go to your room and yeet yourself.
No, you're too young. Why you always hating against the kids, Sumo? You got something against the kids?
I ain't got nothing against the kids. I'm just messing with it.
I thought the Sumo liked the kids. You used to like the kids.
Yeah.
Uncle Sumo's just messing with you.
Tell him, say, pay my money then, goddammit. Don't you say the bad
You got
word.
your money. Your daddy got your money.
I spent it. You didn't put his name on it.
I did put his name on it.
It said to Yeet from the Nubian Sumo. So I thought that was me. So I went ahead and spent that. You know what I did? I bought me some hoes. That's how we got the other dancers that we can't find right now because they left us.
Yeah, because you gave them that money and they let them get that crack.
Hey,
They got cracked out lot lizards.
hey,
Somewhere
free is
the
free.
truck, somewhere
Free.
the truck stop somewhere. Talk about,
Yeah.
thank you, Dan.
You got a date. All right, so those are our picks. Clash in Paris tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, what? You ain't on the show, cuz?
Yes, I am.
That's the best you got. We let you like sideline something. So last couple things, and then we'll be out of here as we play around with it, figuring out all this crazy stuff. Happy belated birthday, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, 80 years old, and still being accused of things that are unsavory. This time in reference to Ashley Massaro and an airplane and people being present. Like, I don't even understand why are we bringing it. Let her rest in peace. Not saying that he doesn't need to be held accountable, but let her rest in peace. That's all I'm saying. It was tragic when we lost her, but let her rest in peace. Her family don't need to go through, all the social media and all that stuff, in my opinion. Gentlemen, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. That's bad business right there. Bringing her up like that, and she ain't even here to defend herself.
Yep.
So that's just bad business all around right there. Whoever put that story out, as my granddaddy used to say, needs to be shot for shit and killed for stinking.
Because it accomplishes nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. I mean, the stuff that we've already know about somebody that's living that VKM has done, he's already damned. I mean, this is just like, okay, we'll just add this to the long litany of the other stuff that he's done. If it's true. Right now, it's alleged. Nobody else is coming out. He said,
Because who can prove it?
Yeah, well, the other people that were asked to leave the plane and stay on the tarmac, if it's true. But again, it's unnecessary.
But even still, you wasn't in there to watch him. It's not on tape. The only people that were there that can corroborate the story is Vince, Ashley, and God.
And KG, because he was probably delivering a package during that time.
Here we go.
What? I'm just saying, you're reliable. Hey, man, you go make sure they get the package. If they expecting delivery at 3:45, you are there. My guy is punctual. How many times you done seen Grisham?
Once.
This week? Wow. He must not order that much since he's home. They've been making a lot more TikToks. I'm surprised I didn't see you in them.
Aren't they in Texas now?
Yeah, he works for a company that has no restrictions. He can jump on a plane. That's actually probably what he was doing earlier tonight, booking his plane tickets because he had another delivery. Speaking of deliveries, is that a handmade arcade?
He can't go on Spirit
behind you.
Handmade computer screen.
Oh, I'm down with that. Respect.
Can't go on Spirit since they filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, I know, right? We knew that was coming. But JetBlue actually was the one that was supposed to go first. Believe it or not.
I ain't said nothing about him going to heaven. I just said God was the only other witness that could have corroborated that story. So
Yep.
Vince gonna have a penthouse next door to Satan.
I can tell you one thing: the entertainment down there is going to be top notch.
Nah,
that is if Hogan ain't got it already.
Oh snap!
That make me think of this. There's this joke I heard. Said a dude died, and he went to hell. He was greeted by the devil, and the devil was like, "Yeah, this is the house you'll live in for eternity." And it was a nice brick house. I'm talking beautiful. He said, lawn service is free. Trash pickups on Tuesdays. No HOA. This is all yours. In the garage is a car. And so they walk in the neighborhood, and he walks down, and he says, "This is supposed to be hell." He like, "Yeah." So they get to a gate, and at the gate, it's like one of those black wrought iron gates, and they're looking through the gate, and he said, "What's that over there?" He said, "Oh, that's the people that think that hell is all about fire and brimstone and burning. It's really not." He said, "It's what you make it." And he walked off. I'm like, yeah, I still don't want to go. You can make it sound as beautiful as you want. I don't want to go. It could be the most beautifulest place down there. No, I'm good. I'm good. And that's when you said penthouse, that made me think of. He gonna have a penthouse with all these beautiful amenities, but it's gonna be the same monotonous stuff with somebody not gonna do something. Nah. I'm good.
Now for the record, Sumo, I think we're still waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, I'm still that story made me think about the TikTok with Joe Budden. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, wait.
When they talk about the guy, the comedian that was on one of the late night shows, and he was saying, when Adam and Eve, when God created Adam and Eve, he said, "Yeah, you got everything here. You never have to go hungry. You have everything that you ever want, and all this and that, right?" And the one and Eve was like, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is it?" And so when they cut back to the Joe Budden show, all the dudes are laughing. And the one female in the room is sitting there, she's not laughing. And they're like, "Oh, you don't find that funny?" And she's like, "I'm waiting for more." And he was like, and they were like, "That's pretty much the gist of what he just said." He
right.
His point. So yeah, I'm waiting for the rest of that joke.
I told it wrong.
Yeah, you probably did. While we telling jokes, let me give you one as a good punchline. It's one of my faves from rest in peace, Paul Mooney. He said there was a little Caucasian kid went up to his mom and said, "Mom," because you already heard the joke before, you already know, like, what's it like to be black? She smacked him in the face and said, "Hey," no, he said, "I want to be black." She smacked him in the face and said, "Hey, go tell that to your dad." Goes over to the dad. "Dad, I want to be black." Dad smacks him in the face, says, "You know what? Go tell it to your grandma." Goes over to the grandma. Says the same thing to grandma. Grandma smacks him. He goes back to the mom, and she said, "Well, what happened?" Like, well, I've only been black about 5 minutes, and I hate all you white motherfuckers.
Oh man!
I'll paraphrase because I don't want to chase some things up because it's Paul Mooney's joke, but you can go look up that joke with Paul Mooney, and I guarantee you, you'll bust out laughing. So shout out to Paul Mooney, rest in peace, and then somebody else that I enjoy watching all the time, Ralphie May. Shout out to Ralphie May, rest in peace as well. Great comedians that punchline delivery. You don't hear about them. Well, Paul Mooney used to hear about a lot, but Ralphie May, you don't hear about as much anymore, but great comedian. KG, I think before we go, you've got to plug something for Matty Ice.
Yes, indeed, I do. Even though we are in a holiday weekend, as explained on Thursday night, we got a schedule coming up tomorrow morning. You got the Sunday Rise. We'll be doing the AFC divisions, picking our division winners for our NFL preview. On Monday, Matty Ice is going at a special time, 12 p.m. On Labor Day, getting it done. And I think Pretenders and Contenders are going to take off. Tuesday, we'll be back with the Tuesday night flight doing the NFC and finishing up our preview because Thursday, the NFL kicks off, baby. It's our time to shine. Let's go.
Who's the game and what network?
You say who?
Who's the game? First game of the season and what network?
That is going to be Sunday Night Football on NBC. No, I'm sorry, Thursday Night Football. What network is that on? I don't even know what that's coming on.
It's like 4 different networks now that's carrying NFL 5.
Doesn't Amazon have Thursday nights?
I think it may be. That sounds about right.
I know they have it for first half, then somebody else has it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's gonna be on NBC.
Those that have NFL Red Zone, they are actually advocating for that to be something everybody should get because stuff is everywhere. It's hard to just keep. Everybody wants their hand in the NFL.
Well, let me ask you this: I saw a post on, I think it was on Instagram, where they were talking about potential reshuffling of the divisions. Is that true, or is that just bullshit?
They said something about it at the owners' meetings, but it's no concrete.
I think
no concrete.
Because if they do that, aren't they talking about moving Washington to the AFC?
Yeah, and see that wouldn't work with the fabric of the game because in the AFC, majority of the AFC teams are the old AFL teams. And you have a few NFL teams that were actually sprinkled in, like the Colts.
Right.
Because all the AFC West is AFL. It was hold on, I can't.
But then even with that thought process, KG, how many people are even caring about, in reference to today, what they're watching the AFL and that old school, NFL kayfabe? Well, I say shake it up and get different matchups. It becomes more exciting because that's going to put butts in the seats.
You ruin the fabric of the game because now the Colts and the Steelers were your NFL teams, and the Browns were your NFL teams. The Texans and the Jaguars, those were expansion. Everybody else was AFL. But you ruin the fabric of the game because if you take Washington out of the NFC East, you don't have Washington Dallas anymore. You don't have Washington Philly. You break up the AFC West. You don't have those rivalries anymore. You don't have which is probably one of the greatest.
KG, you can still do because the Washington Dallas, that's Thanksgiving. That's tradition.
Well, it doesn't happen very often.
If they're going overseas and they're doing all these, other things at random, that could be a mainstay because that's a tradition.
Okay. But you got to think about what else you're losing. You're going to lose a rivalry that's near and dear to your heart. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, because that's talking about the realignment right there.
Ain't no rivalry anymore. Pittsburgh sucks.
What do you mean it's no rivalry anymore?
Ain't no rivalry.
You're gonna
If
lose
they beat
Baltimore,
us this,
Pittsburgh,
Lamar need to
Cleveland,
go home
Baltimore,
for real.
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Those are rivalries.
They are, but why can't we have new rivalries?
And Cincinnati was an NFL team as well.
It's the same old, same old. If you shake it up, can you imagine if Dallas now is number one in their division?
That's probably the only reason why they're trying to do this.
Or
try to find a reason to bring Dallas into prominence again.
possibly, or just as an owner, if you telling me that who would you like to play? Go to a Jaguars game. I mean, not Jaguars, a Panthers game. Sumo. Who would you like to see the Panthers play at home that they don't or have not ever? Who would you pay to go see immediately if you had access and the tickets weren't that expensive and you could just get there?
Out of the other 31 teams?
Yeah, that they don't have. It's not in their division. They're not playing. Who would you like? Like, hands down. Yep, I'm going to that game.
I don't really have a team like I don't have one like that.
Not a dream matchup. Like, man, I would love to see Panthers play.
Not really. I mean, the only one really what I would want to see would be Jacksonville, only because we came in together. We're like sister teams.
Okay. So
that'd be really the only one.
But you go see it. It wouldn't be something you want to watch on TV, right? You would go there.
Yeah, I would go to watch that.
If that's the one game, that's what I'm getting at. Those.
But if I'm not mistaken, and I wish I would have kept that post so I could read off the teams, the new alignments. But if I'm not mistaken, if they were to do the new realignment, Carolina would be in a division with all AFC teams. It would be like us and Indianapolis and Cincinnati and somebody else in the AFC. I can't think of who it was right now.
It's supposed to be geographical.
Yeah, it's closer. It's bringing everybody closer geographically. You're all in like the same region.
Yeah.
Instead of being like spread out. Because right now, NFC South would be Carolina, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and New Orleans.
Right.
So right now it would be like I think they said they would keep New Orleans and Atlanta together. And they might even keep Tampa together, but they would bring in like Jacksonville or somebody else close. But yeah, it would be in other words, we wouldn't have anybody above us or below us. We would have people to the west of us.
Right. But then think of also, if you wanted to go to a game, you could run a loop. So you could hit, a game, or you could follow your team a lot easier if you could drive from Atlanta to Jacksonville to Tampa Bay, and somewhere else. That would be close.
Oh no! It would definitely be better. I mean, that's
because the goal is to get
that's the same thing they did with the AFC, with the ACC back in the day.
Yeah,
when the ACC was 12 teams at one time. They separated the conference by I-20.
Right.
So anybody above I-20 was in a division. Everything below I-20 was a division. So I mean, so they kept everybody kind of like that. And you only had your preseason games over the line of demarcation.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, I get it. I understand it. But like KG was saying, you cut out a lot of rivalries when you do that.
And maybe you could bake in something, every year you could feature a rivalry or two, or something like that.
Going in the fabric.
sometimes you got to break tradition, or tradition is going to get broken. And this isn't hurting anybody. But if nobody is going to the stadiums, because majority of the time they're empty, then you're losing money, because that's a cash a black hole right there. You're gonna have to sell the team. Eventually, the team's gonna get dissolved. Something's gonna happen. It's not sustainable at the rate it is, especially post-COVID, because folks aren't going out like they used to. But if you could travel with your team, at least you got a shot at everybody getting something, everybody getting a piece of the pie in that loop that can be ran. Because if I can hit, 5 NFL games at a reasonable price, that's 5 more. Everybody's got a piece of that pie that they've eaten off of. And then, it just branches out from there. Now, what I think ruined the game is getting rid of the chain gang.
They still out there?
I thought they're doing a digital thing.
No, chain gang still out there. They just don't bring them on the field anymore.
What the hell are they doing? They just playing around with the chains on the sidelines? Like, hey, let's see how long
let me say they don't bring them on the field as much anymore.
Nah, yeah. I'm all for the overlay and stuff, but when you're there, again, if we're catering to the people that are there, that's a vital part of the thing. But this is a conversation for the Sunday Rise, Tuesday Night Flight, Thursday Night Throwdown, in the passenger seat, Matty Ice, and the drive-through. What's it?
Drive time.
Drive time. I'm getting that. We shooting people up. We rolling on people. All that shit is Grand Theft Auto for Matty Ice. Did I miss a show? Gridiron. Pretenders and Contenders. Damn, that's 7 shows right there before us. God dang. So there's a lot of conversation that could be had just on that kicking off, NCAA football coming back. It's that sweet spot of opportunity. So, I know you guys will have some great shows in the upcoming weeks to talk about that. And, we'll see what happens. If it does happen, I won't be mad.
Hey, KG, you gonna set up a fantasy draft over at in the Baltimore Ravens stadium?
Man,
you heard about that?
Nah.
They got it. Well, most of these stadiums now are pretty much sitting empty unless there's a football game or they got a concert or something going on. They pretty much sit empty, right? For the most part. So the Baltimore Ravens, I just saw recently put together. There's a certain time during August now that they're offering 14. If you want to do your fantasy draft at the Ravens Stadium, you could do up to 14 people in your draft. They'll set it up for you. All you can eat, all you can drink, for $900. It's around $900. It's supposed to be like $60-something a person, and you can do your fantasy draft at the Ravens Stadium.
That's not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
The question is, where would it be at?
No, it's going to be in a suite.
Okay. More than likely in a suite.
It'll be in a suite.
Is there anything else that comes with it, like a tour of the field? Or
I believe they do. I believe they do a tour of the field. Or they do a tour of the facility beforehand, and then they break you all up into your suites, and then they give you, and then they have the whole thing set up. Because actually the video that I saw was something that they did this year. They've already done it for this year, and they had a nice little spread. They had burgers, had hot dogs, they had drinks, they had a bartender, they had the whole 9 yards, and it
no
was
crab
like a nice little setup.
Of course, you got to. I'll tell you what. If they do it again next year, KG, we should do it.
I think we should.
Sideline junkies. I don't even do the fantasy drafts. I don't know that much about it. but I know who I'll put in it. Goldberg, drafting Brock Lesnar, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner. I'm drafting people now, the Killer Bees. I'm putting some people up in there. But no, in all seriousness, I think that'd be something. I'd definitely come up for that for sure. Ironically, I've never been in Ravens Stadium yet, M&T's. This is tragic.
Whoa,
But-
whoa. Time out.
I know.
You call yourself a Ravens fan and you've never been in Ravens Stadium?
Never been in it. That's when I came to Atlanta. So I've never been to. Well, actually, yeah, I have. But that was WrestleMania. I didn't go for a football game.
I moved to Atlanta by the time Carolina started, and I've been to at least 3 games in Charlotte.
Family's been. It was something like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. It just never worked out to where I would take vacation to go up. So my vacation time is normally in prime Oreo season, so that worked out. And in retail, football season, that ain't happening. But we do this in August, KG, next year. Put it in the mental Rolodex. I'm there, so I'm good, to be a part of it. So that's us 3, BJ, Jack, Ryder, Coach Devon.
Matty Ice got to fly in.
Yeah, shoot, if he can. Yeah, Matty Ice flies in. Dario. We can, the Lord works in mysterious ways. We get Junie out there. We can do it up. Big Jim, everybody, hey, look, y'all ain't doing nothing. Come hang out. Bring $60 with you, though. We're going to need that in advance. But all you could eat, all you could drink. And, we just party it up and then go to the casino next door and lose all our money.
Yeah, the horseshoe.
Yep. Hey, the fact that there is casinos in Maryland, long time standing. I feel for Delaware, though. I'll tell you that. Because I know they was enjoying that until it was like, casinos, y'all gonna do that? No! There goes the neighborhood. But I don't know if they be hitting like that, though. Them slots, I don't think they're hitting like Vegas. Or Atlantic City.
I ain't heard nobody really hit at the horseshoe like that. But
yeah,
lately, when people been hitting on these casinos, the casinos been finding a way to
get it back,
take the money back,
or not pay out. Yeah.
Oh, it's a glitch. You hit for 200,000, but that machine was broken. Here's a free meal and a $10 voucher.
Oh no! Oh, that's a lawsuit right there.
Shoot, you hear about the dude that hit the lottery for what did he hit the lottery for? He hit the lottery for almost $1 billion, and he's only gonna see 383 million of that because the taxes ate him up.
Yeah,
that's life.
I remember taxes used to only be like no more than 30%. No matter where you live, taxes were 30%. Man, taxes are like 60 to 65% now.
In those situations, yeah.
I just watched a YouTube video on this last night because there's a guy, I don't know where he's out of. I think he's out of Florida, but he's a lawyer, and he's known and he specializes in lottery winners. Mm-hmm. He actually advises lottery winners to try to help keep their money because you see a lot of big time lottery winners who lose their money within like 5 years of them winning big lottery. As a matter of fact, stupid. He's actually represented like 50 multi-million-dollar lottery winners, including the guy who won the $1 billion hit back in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got videos on YouTube talking about how to go about trying to keep your money and how to get in touch with him in order to do that, in order to handle your money and what to do when you win your lottery, when you hit the lottery like that. And he was saying that 30% of it off the top is federal.
Yep.
And then each state has their own cut of that money to where you're only going to get half the money. But then you also got to deal with personal gain.
Well, if you don't pay it up front.
Well, you got to pay it up front. They're gonna take it. They're gonna take it up front.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna hit
They're
you.
gonna take it before. They're gonna take it all. They're gonna take depending on what you do. Like you said, if you take lump sum, take lump sum, they're gonna take all of that money from you up front before you touch anything.
Yep, and that's what I
take it as an annuity. Take it as an annuity.
Call J.G. Whitworth.
They won't take it. They won't. They're gonna take it year by year. But then the tax laws could change, and they could take more from you year to year than you would take lump sum.
Yeah, it's no longer advantageous to do the annuity anymore. That used to be a smart play back in the day.
Who would want to take that 30 years? I mean, you're
that's young.
30 years of life.
If you're 21 and you getting $2 million a year, that's not that bad. I could rock that.
Yeah, but you ain't guaranteed 20. You ain't guaranteed
nobody
30 years of life, though.
You get 300 million. You're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Then you got to depend on that state to give you your money every year.
Well,
and you don't know when you're going to get it.
That's one thing you never hear about.
On top of that, if something happens and you pay, and God forbid you wind up getting into a car accident, or you get a hold of some crazy female that knows you done won the lottery and decides to kill you over an insurance policy or some dumb shit, you ain't guaranteed to get that money to your next of kin.
You got to be smart. Like, you put in a trust. So first and foremost, it's protected. Can't, that's
why he's saying come to him.
But I mean, a 21
to help you with all that.
21-year-old, and they put in a trust and it's protected. Doesn't matter if you marry me, if the money belongs to the trust. I would even do a prenup and the trust. Say, hey, look, this is what you'll get if things don't work out. We separate.
Right, you there with your wife. Don't be talking about no prenups.
Oh, hey, if there was that much available, I would do it the same way because it's just fair.
You pass prenup.
Hey, at this point,
it was actually a dude that actually happened to. He won the lottery, just played it on the whim, won the lottery. This lady was like, hey, I'm a financial advisor. You should let me help you invest your money to build it. She got access to it. All of a sudden, nobody's seen this dude anymore, but they getting text messages from him all the time. Haven't seen him. His mom was like, yeah, my son doesn't text because he's illiterate. Come to find out, this broad took and had her friend kill him. She told everybody he went to Jamaica. That's because he wanted to be left alone. And she had her friend kill him. They dug a 8-foot hole, buried him in it, and then put a concrete slab on top of it. All for money. And I'm not talking like 100, 200 million. I'm talking like for a couple $1 million. And she was spending the money like he was there. For a couple $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stories that come out after people win the lottery is terrible, man. Some people say winning the lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah.
And that's what he was saying. That's why he's offering his services to try to protect those folks that are winning these lotteries, these big numbers, to try to protect them from folks that would be taking advantage of them.
Yeah. And he just
let me tell you something.
Right person, I don't need no lawyer. I know what to do. We get it done, and then we set. We gonna say, KG?
Hey, just know if y'all don't hear from me, you know why.
Yes.
Somebody.
I'll come back after about a year. Be like,
hi,
how y'all doing? What's going on? You
like, me? I guess Rich Spawn finally got him.
Nah, I'm gonna put it like this. it was a dude. I think he was down in Virginia, and he said it was him, his wife, and his daughter. Him and his wife were hard workers. They were drowning in medical debt. I think his wife had gotten sick, and his daughter was just getting ready to graduate high school. They won for a huge ass jackpot. Wound up getting a couple $100 million. First thing he did was paid off the medical bills, fixed up the house. His daughter picked the school to go to. He put her through school. People found out that man had money. They was calling him. Now these people never called him. They started calling him, asking for $5,000-$10,000. That's the joy of winning the lottery. And he was like, the lotteries, all I wanted to do was take care of my wife and my daughter. Nobody ever talked to us. He said, I didn't change my phone number 10 times. People still find my phone number and call. I don't want people calling me. You never talked to me before. Don't talk to me now.
See,
So like I said,
why are you answering the phone?
Oh, if I hit the lottery like that, first thing I'm doing is going to Alexandria to old what's that King Street, and I'm going to the end of King Street, and I'm tossing my phone into the Anacostia.
Oh no! You go?
I'm telling you, I'm dropping off the face of the earth if I ever hit the lottery like that.
Would y'all relocate out of the U.S.?
Damn right.
Go overseas?
I wouldn't even do that. You know what I would do?
I'm disappearing. I already told my mom. I was like, look, don't expect that if I ever hit the lottery.
You're not going to take your mom with you?
Nope, I'm not taking anybody with me.
Wow.
The only person that'll know anything about me will be my lawyer.
Wow. Not even mom?
I've already told anybody that knows anything about me knows this. I've said this. If I ever hit the lottery for anything really, really big, I'm disappearing. I'm leaving. You're not going to hear from me for at least a year. And when I come back,
a nice little Korean wife.
No. I'm going off the grid.
Hey, KG, we're gonna be watching one of them Saudi shows talking about out here at Riyadh. Is that sumo? Sitting next to the green shirt guy.
You'll see me right there. You'll see me right there beside the green t-shirt guy and the guy from whatever with the flag and shit. I'm be like this.
Look, I told my wife, I said, I ever hit the lottery, we not telling nobody. I said, it's going to be signs. And you know what the signs are? Instead of me getting shaved barbecue loaf, I'm going to get cut barbecue loaf. That's going to be the sign right there. My barbecue loaf going to be a little bit thicker than what it normally is. That's how you're going to know we hit the lottery.
All I'm going to say is this. If you ever get a phone call from a number that you don't know and you answer it, and all they going to say is, do me, Fletcher. And I'm going to hang up. You'll know it's me.
Thank you.
That's all you get. And you'll know from that. I'm letting you two know right now. I will keep my WhatsApp, and I'll say, do me, Fletcher. Click. That's it. You'd be like, that motherfucker.
Well, now we know what'll happen if it becomes a two-man show again because Sumo disappeared.
But I'll be back.
Ain't no special assignment. He just left.
I'll be back.
He went on break.
I don't know when, but I'll be back.
So, well, hopefully one of us get it.
Like Jim Cornette says, you can't miss me if I don't go away. Right?
That's right.
Yeah, we are. How many times have we said that on this show about somebody that needs to take a break? We can't miss you if you never leave.
I'm just gonna get me a T-shirt made with a picture right there in the center of my ass. So as people ask me for money.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna give y'all a heads up because I just remembered that I had the shirt right back there. I bought the shirt from Jim Cornette. The day that I win the lottery, and the last day y'all see me if I win the lottery, I'm gonna wear a shirt that says "Thank you, fuck you, bye."
All right, all
Can't be
right,
mad
all
at
right.
that.
And that's how you end our first show on this new platform. The funny thing is, we don't even know how to play the goddamn outro. I don't even know how that works, KG. But
I don't know.
yeah, I really don't know how you do that shit. So we will take a turn. I think this comes from the in the passenger seat. So, well, Sumo said it. Thank you. Love you. Goodbye.